Yeah, folks, Bocephus here. So after getting the bobblehead magazine out of Longnet House, to speak to Riley here.
Hey, sorry about giving you the brush off in there. Theo just gets on my last nerve, you know what I mean?
Yeah, not a fan of pushy salesmen myself.
He's always talking about upselling the product and establishing brand recognition. Been reading too many of those old books, if you ask me. Did people really think like that back then? Anyway, enough about Theo. Care to see what I've got for sale?
What was that in there about people getting sick?
Theo got that old cannery up and running about a year or so back and convinced me and some of the other traders to start bringing his cans around. It was all good and well for a while, but in the past couple months I've had people complain about getting sick after eating it. Don't get me wrong, not like people dying or anything, just, I don't know. The sales have slumped off and Theo's gotten more uppity.
Where did you get that vault suit?
Never been to 81, I take it? I grew up there, but left to be a trader. Here, let me show you where it is. Nice Pip-Boy, by the way. Mine was a piece of junk. Threw it out years ago.
Do you want to set up a permanent shop? I know the perfect place.
You've got yourself a deal.
What to do from here? Let's go back over to the Crater House and look. That guy may be over at the Crater House that I'm wanting to recruit. Oh,
I shall drag you back into the light.
on the stairs. The hell?
The bomb is us. The bomb is Adam.
Gotta be kidding me.
I fear nothing.
So I think that AI mod just, I don't know, it does some cool stuff. But
Sweet.
honestly, I don't think it really makes that big of an improvement on the game. Anything makes it do stupid stuff. Like what you just told. Sure. Alright, well, I don't see dude over here. It's got to be over there. Salem. Uh, bring log into the fold. Okay. Oop.
Gonna splatter your brain!
And I got to pause it here. We'll be back. Hey, after that pause, we are over by the hall, but now is a good time to listen to Marty Bullfinch's holotape.
Nicky, you old bucket of
Before we
bolted
get in
Marty.
there.
I know it's been a while, but I came across a little mystery I thought might get your circuits firing. You remember that ugly grasshopper statue on top of Faneuil Hall? Turns out it's got a note in it. A note written by the son of one Shem Drown. I don't expect that name means anything to you, but the guy was a coppersmith. Way back when folks did shit like that. Apparently, this note leads straight to the old guy's stash. I don't know what's in it, but I'd sure like to know if it's still there. I'm gonna go do a little recon on the hall. If you decide you want to get the team back together, you let me know.
Hey! I think someone's out. there something? Ah, hearing stuff. Where'd you go? Huh? Stupid lady! What?
Shit's got
Scared
ambush
already?
all over.
Nothing there now. What do you think? Come out, wherever you are! I found you!
Through the wood.
Here it comes!
Ouch!
No! Run! Run away!
Super mutant running? No, he doesn't want to get away from her.
Man, please don't be Farrell's. I must have a concussion. Fucking seeing things.
Someone there? Huh? What do you do? This place somewhere! The Commonwealth is ours! Gone! Spineless human!
He's in all out control mode.
This place! And it won't be you! Now! Face me, you coward! Stupid humans always fight!
treat for you. You see me, human? This is your death! Hey, you disappear! No fair!
Nick. Grasshopper from Marty Bullfinch. Nope. Pause the video if you want to read it. I've read it, can't tell you how many times.
Dibs on the loot.
False alarm. Standing down. Area secure.
Excellent.
It's still showing the ship as a discoverable thing. There's a way up there. Ooh. Young devil egg. Cover it up too. Got that. Finish that off. What are you doing? Later. I've never been in this building. I'm pushing close to 5,000 hours in this game, and I've never been in this building. So this is new to me. Not much special here, but
That's it.
already unlocked the safe.
Yes.
Or yeah, nothing like that. You know, I like that armor, but it doesn't. The colors don't mix well between the original Fortaleza and Fortaleza 2. I'll probably end up going with the Fortaleza 2 shoulders, but the one thing kind of bothers me is that I love the look of it. Don't get me wrong. I love what the mod author did, but it's marked as closed. Too much physics on the tech piece there for it to be armor. I love the look. I guess it's a trade-off of how you want to look as to what you want for your physics or whatever. Probably change up the shoulders and go with the leaves a two version shoulders, just because I can't get that to match. Look at that. You can go up here and get another POI. Anything up here? Talk to Ironsides. If you can go below and loot up. Find some lead in there. Desperately needed lead for more bullets. Oh, glad it didn't do anything because they'd be considered stealing, I guess. So. Hit the wrong button. What's this? Raider coming up there. Yeah. That's pretty cool, I guess. And for going back to the slog, we'll need to go rest at Diamond City. So we'll pause it here. We'll go rest. See if, well, first let's see if putting that mat down actually changed my spawn point.
Now here's the latest from the Commonwealth.
It did. All right.
Just Kennedy has gone bad. Outside Diamond City. Tales are scarce, but it sounds like whatever happened.
All right, well, we'll pause it here and
There's no official connection.
figure out what to do from here. Well, I know we're going to go turn in for the slog, but after that. Okay, she's all rested up. We're back at the slog. I'll wait to talk to that guy in there because I have his quest stuff already. I just need to pick it up from Red Rocket. Bring the slog into the fold.
Gordon's really growing in. You're still alive. For a while, that either means you haven't gone after those super mutants yet, or good news.
I knew you would help us. You're not kidding. The carrots are doing pretty well, too. Wow, if this...
Turn that out. I thought there'd be something about her getting a vertebrate, but not yet, I guess.
We might pass Warwick as the most successful farm in the Commonwealth.
If we do, I hope that fat mayor in Diamond City hears about it. I want nothing more than to make him feel like a fool for throwing all the ghouls out of Diamond City.
I know how you feel, but remember... Oh, thanks for agreeing to help. We need to be better than the people who condemn us. That's the only way we're going to earn their respect.
You're right, Holly. The last thing I'd ever want to do is let you guys down. Thanks for reminding me about what's important.
Sure thing. You're a good kid, Jones. Stay that way.
Those super mutants won't be bothering you again.
I guess you were the right person for the job, huh? Thanks, friend. By the way, we've decided to support the Minutemen. We've got to help each other if we want things to get better.
Gotta use the saw. Now, who's gonna talk to Jake? You know, just out of curiosity, let's go see. Let's go to the castle. See. Vertibirds. I got more people there. They keep recruiting even though they're at 50. You have to stay the night at the castle. There's a dog I bought. He's happy. He bought at hospital. That is cool. The terminal say, I've never looked at it. See if I can find Preston. He's probably sitting at the mayor's desk. I gotta fix that over here too because that grew in a way I didn't anticipate. So I got some rearranging to do over here.
Yes?
You got Ronnie?
Excuse me.
Looking to resupply?
Let me see what you've got.
Take a look.
Ammo. 70. I plan on using it soon. And the junk you got. Lead. Got nothing on lead.
Yes.
But what about you?
If you're looking for armor, I may have something you can use.
I'll take a look. Sure.
Here's what I've got.
Ammo? No ammo. Nothing with lead.
You're tuned to Radio Freedom, voice of the Minutemen. All quiet here.
Nothing with lead. Let's go talk to Preston, see if he give up the vertibird. This way. I've got a bunch of decoing to do in here. I'm going to be doing that soon. I've got a bunch of Covenant. I got 6 here. I need to send over the Covenant. So that puts 16 settlers that I need to get situated.
Nothing new to report. Keep it tuned here for Minutemen alerts.
I some news I think you're gonna like. We found a vertibird that the Brotherhood abandoned after we took out the Prisoner. Still in working order. And after a little trial and error, we've got a few people training to fly it. So if you ever need a lift in an emergency, just use one of these smoke grenades, and we'll send a vertibird to pick you up as quick as we can.
All right. Now I can use my vertibird again. That's what I was waiting for.
Do you have a minute?
Sure, go ahead.
When we first met, I admit, I had my doubts about you, but you've done nothing but impress me. You're just who the Minutemen needed to bring us back from the brink.
I'm not sure I'm all that, Preston.
You don't give yourself enough credit. When I was a kid, the Minutemen were my heroes. They were the only good guys around, really. When I turned 17, I joined up with Ezra Hollis's company. He was one of the good ones. Really believed in the old-time Minuteman way. We had a few good years there. I felt like I was part of something bigger than me, like I was really helping make the Commonwealth a better place.
It sounds like you were really making a difference.
I think we were. I know we were. But obviously it didn't last. I'm sure there was a lot I didn't see or know enough to pay attention to. You know, the politics and rivalries and bad blood between the different groups. I guess General Becker was able to keep a lid on it, keep everyone more or less on the same team. But after he was killed, it all came out in the open. I couldn't believe it at first. These guys were supposed to be Minutemen. They were supposed to put their duty to the people ahead of everything else. You probably think I was pretty naive, huh? I guess I was. Still am, too. Even after everything, I still believe that the Minutemen can be what I always thought they were. The good guys.
We are the good guys.
We're doing our best. And a lot of it has to do with your example. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, thanks. Anyway, I appreciate you taking the time to listen.
We don't have to hug now, do we?
Nah, I'm not really a hugger. We'd probably better get back to it.
Hey there.
Excuse me, General, do you have a minute?
Anytime, Preston.
Look, I know I put you in an almost impossible position when I asked you to lead the Minutemen. I didn't have any right to ask you to take that on. I guess I was kind of desperate at that point. I still don't know why you said yes. If it was for me, or for the Commonwealth, or for some other reason. It doesn't really matter. I just want you to know that I appreciate what you've done. If you look at where we were then to where we are now, I can hardly believe it.
Thanks, Preston.
Thank you, General. I've taken up enough of your time. We'd better get back to it.
Excuse me.
Is there something you need?
How are you feeling?
I'm glad to have the chance to return the favor. After all the help you gave me. Just let me know if there's anything else you need.
No, nothing.
No problem.
Yeah, I don't have high enough affinity with them for anything more. What is it marking now? Oh yeah, I was gonna go to... Alright, we'll pause it here, rest up, and then we'll go talk to Jake. After that pause, she rested up. She made her way back home, freshened up, cleaned up. We'll still check in on Jake, see how he's doing after their incident with the gunners. But when they were there, he said something that kind of took her off guard a little bit, but maybe pulled at her heartstrings just a little. Something about he just wouldn't know what to do if something were to happen to her. And, made her, her heart flutter a little bit. He is now 126 days out of the vault. So the stuff happened with her son in the Institute, still pretty fresh. That sting of having to do what she did basically saved the Commonwealth. It still is leaving a little bit of a hole in her heart, but she's been out of the vault long enough now, and acclimated to the world around her, and there'll always be a place in her heart for Nate tucked away, but moving on. Got to make the best out of the situation, the best out of the world she's in, and Nate's not coming back. So what Jake said out there at that destroyed settlement kind of got her thinking about things a little bit, and how all along maybe she was starting to have a little bit of that feeling too. I'm gonna ride down there and check up on him. Let her hair down, relax a little bit. She wants to let him see her as maybe a little something other than the Minuteman General.
They ain't very nice. They're called gunners. So if you see any, make sure you stay far away from them, all right? Okay, now, I gotta go. But wherever you are, stay safe. I'll see you again soon, sweetheart.
What was that all about?
Oh, hey, darling. Didn't hear you come in. Turns out our radio connection between the hub and the ASAMs works just fine. I was just recording a message for someone.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Well, after the whole gunner thing, I just... well... It's kind of... this is awkward. I was sort of hoping to keep this private. What I wouldn't give for an interruption right now.
Search complete.
Huh? Oh, right. I asked the robot to find my screwdriver. Good timing. I don't mean to question your logic, Chip, but does that look like a screwdriver to you?
Affirmative.
You know what? You're right. Turns out this hammer is my screwdriver after all. Good work. Now, why don't you go patrol or something?
Protect and serve.
That bot ain't right.
Anything I can do to help?
Tell you what, darling. If you can find my screwdriver, I'll tell you who I was recording a message for. It's probably past time I told you anyway. Sound fair?
Not even a hint? Come on, I deserve it.
Sorry. If you want to know, you gotta find my screwdriver. That's the deal.
All right. Deal.
All right, then. We have ourselves a gentleman's agreement.
Out here, you gotta take things one day at a time.
Hey. Hey, you found it. Thanks. Was driving me nuts looking for this thing. Okay, you held up your side of the deal. I'll spill the beans on who I was recording that message for. You ready for a little history of Jake?
What kind of history are we talking here?
Well, I gotta set the stage a little. You can't just open the book of my life and flip to the middle.
Tell me the whole story.
All right, full backstory it is. So, as I'm sure you already figured out, I'm not exactly local to these parts. I come from a settlement called Sanford. You ever heard of it? It's a nice place, providing you don't mind the odd cyclone or two.
What's it like?
There are far worse places to be in the wasteland you could find yourself. Life there was hard, but it was home. Anyway, that's where I grew up and became a young man. And where I met this young woman. One thing led to another, and... well, you know how it goes. You met someone and had a son, and I met someone and had a...
Do you have a daughter?
Yeah, that's right. I had a little girl. I named her Nora, and from the moment she was born, that kid became my world. What the... oh, that damn generator again! This is the 5th time it's stalled today!
Again?
It's the old plutonium well, the generator that kickstarts the fission reaction. It's been real temperamental lately. Hey, if you wouldn't mind, could you go get it started again for me? It probably just needs refueling.
Hey there.
Ah, got the generator humming again, I see. Thanks. It's no fun trying to work in the dark. Now, where was I? Oh, right. So, years pass, and Laura grows up. However, me and her mom, Caitlin, we ended up drifting apart and separating. But I'd still see Laura all the time, though. And when she'd stay with her mom, we'd keep in touch through radio. So, one day, I broadcasted our usual radio time to say goodnight, but there's no response. Now, you gotta understand, Laura's the most punctual kid you'd ever meet. She was never late for anything. Naturally, I began to panic a little, worrying if something bad might have happened to her. So I rushed over to Caitlin's house and...
What happened?
one of the worst things that could ever happen to a parent.
Multiple hostile targets detected. Requesting backup.
Huh? Hostile targets? What is that robot?
Flee, 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 flee.
Oh, for crying out loud. Could you go lend the bucket of bolts a hand? As annoying as it can be sometimes, it can be a pain in the ass.
Sounds like Concord settlers are taking care of it. Sitting there with an automatic weapon, he can't kill those rad roaches. The red roach is legendary too. Enter. Needs to gather that meat from low after making all that fish bait. Okay. Give it a little time for that grip to run.
Hey.
Thanks for dealing with that. Now, let's see if I can finish my story. So, I arrive at Caitlin's house, gun in hand and ready for the worst. I open the door and there was no one there.
Come again? What do you mean?
At first I thought someone must have broken into the place, abducted Caitlin and my kid. But more I looked around, the more I realized everything was tidy. No signs of struggle. And then I noticed all their belongings were missing. I ran to Laura's room. All her toys, books, even her ham radio was gone. They hadn't been kidnapped. They just packed up and left.
That's terrible.
I'll tell you, having your whole world flipped upside down like that, well, I don't have to tell you how that feels. Well, there's no way in hell I was going to let Caitlin just disappear with my daughter. After asking around, I found out they booked passage on a caravan. They'd set off that very morning. I dashed back home, gathered a few essentials, and set off in pursuit.
Bitch.
Believe me, after finding out what she did, I called her a lot worse. Anyway, I tracked that damn caravan halfway across the wasteland. By the time I caught up with it, it had made its final stop. Here, in the Commonwealth. Caitlin and Laura had already departed, but I knew where they were now. Since then, I've put out a radio message every night, hoping Laura might hear it. Know that her dad is out here looking for her. After our little run-in with the gunners, I needed to warn her to stay away from him. I know she probably won't hear it, but still, I had to try.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. It's just, I've not really spoken to anyone about Laura since I got here. Unless you count the Ron. Anyway, thanks for listening. Feels good to finally share. Get everything off my chest. Oh, what is it now? Feral dwarves? Irradiated death claws?
What? What's all this about death claws?
Oh, old Paul! Sorry, I wasn't expecting visitors.
How's it going, Paul?
Well, cheese and crackers. You must be the ones with the ASM sensors, eh?
Me and my partner here, yeah. And they're called ASAMs.
Is it true what the old geezer said? Can ASMs really help build up settlements?
Well, sure, as long as what your settlement needs are some homes or farms or a scrap heap. But I should warn you, recently there's been some trouble with...
Gee, a scrap heap. Well, that settles it. We'll take 100 ASMs, please. How many caps does that come to?
Whoa, slow down. We're not just peddling some product here. Besides, I'm not even sure we should be handing these things out anymore.
What do you mean? Why not?
Hey, don't tell me you've already forgotten. That Aiden guy may have been a Brahmin's ass, but he did have a point. It's a fair bet that settlement got attacked because they used ASAMs. Who's to say the same thing wouldn't happen again?
There's no good answer. Taking action puts us at risk, but inaction could be deadly.
I'm just not sure it's right to give out sensors to random settlements no more. Not if it puts them in danger.
If you're concerned about giving sensors out to strangers, why not have them join us instead? I've got no problem defending those we bring into the fold.
Hey, we'd be happy to join with ya. Right now we're kind of living rough, so whatever it takes to get some ASMs, eh?
I don't know.
Look, I don't see what the problem is here.
Things are different now. We ain't just dealing with raiders or the odd mutant anymore. Can you honestly say it's the right thing to have these people join us?
You need to decide, Jake. What's it gonna be?
I don't know. After the whole Gunner thing. What do you think, darling? What's the right thing to do?
Don't worry. I'll get you up and running.
Really? You'd have us? Aw, geez, thanks.
I still think we may be asking for trouble. But I think you're right. We can't be scared to help folks. Okay, let's do this.
Oh, you really don't know what this means to us. Thank you so much.
No problem. Welcome to the family. Sorry, what's your name?
Hubert. Here, I'll mark where we're staying on your Pip-Boy. I'll run ahead and tell the others. Meet you there, eh?
I'll tag along with the youngin'. I'm fairly familiar with sensors by now. I'll get his people up to speed before you arrive.
Here, darling, take these. A few extra ASAMs, in case you need them. Let's get these folks up and running. And if the gunners do show up again, well, we'll just have to put them in their place, won't we? I'm gonna get back to repairing the hub. Oh, and thanks again for listening today. Good luck now.
Alright. Gonna make our way over there. There's a kind of took a wrong turn there. So she went there, spent some time with Jay, talk to him, hang out, maybe flirt with him a little bit. Thought occurred to her. Now all of a sudden she's doing a job. He's alright with that though. It's all about helping people. Oh boy. He needed an escort. That marker. I've never seen a military marker over here before. I wonder if it has something to do with some settlements 3 or the Enclave from America Rising 2. Enclave. Oh, crap. Forgot I had the vertebrate signal grenade. Uh-oh. Something's going on Uh-oh. I stumbled onto something here. I think I called the vertibird. Looks like there's little enclave camps around places. Even though I destroyed them, so that's cool. Oh boy, they almost got me. Wait. Hey. That was too close. I took a wrong turn somewhere. Got distracted by that enclave thing that almost killed her. don't remember what button I had to turn on the motorcycle lights. There we go. F6. These guys. Am I lost? I think I'm lost. Oh, I'm way off course. We've got a lot of things on our mind right now. We're back over here by the Enclave camp. What the heck? They got a vertibird over here? Oh, wait, no, that's the one that I threw the grenade for. Alright, now she's done messing around.
See? Here they are now. I told ya. All our building problems are solved.
You really are an idiot, Hubert. After I've dealt with this, remind me to explain the meaning of low profile to you. Okay, that's far enough. Throw your weapon on the ground. Let's see those hands in the air.
Who are you supposed to be?
I'm the one with a gun telling you to put down your weapon. How is this hard to understand?
Calm down. Let's talk this out.
There's nothing to talk about. Hubert may have asked to join you, but he doesn't speak for all of us. And I don't for a second believe what he or this old man say about these ASM sensors.
ASAMs.
ASAM, whatever. Look, I don't want to hurt you, but I don't trust your reasons for being here. So please, just hand over your weapon.
But I want to help you guys.
All right, fine. You can hold on to your weapon. I better not regret this.
See, Stodge? No shooting. I told you it was all good. No one's here to hurt us.
Oh, she needs to go to the bathroom.
Hey.
I'll listen, but I'm still not convinced these things are the answer to a new home.
I want to help, but I don't like the secrecy. Who are you really?
Considering you've not shot any of us yet, I suppose there's no harm in telling you. You ever heard of the Gunners? They're a merc group with a nasty mean streak. I actually used to run with them a couple of decades ago. But back then, they weren't so bad. But recently, they've been making a real nuisance of themselves, laying claim to territory all over the Commonwealth. Their most recent claim was our settlement. They annexed it. So we ran. Now we're just trying to lay low and rebuild what we lost. But, if you ask me, the Gunners are up to something. They were never this territorial before. If you happen to run into any of them, watch yourself.
What are you guys doing out here?
We're preparing for a dance number. What does it look like we're doing?
Stodge, don't be an ass. It's a fair question.
Oh, okay. We're trying to build ourselves a new home. Hubert here was meant to be looking for supplies and materials we could use, all whilst keeping a low profile so that he wouldn't draw any attention to us. Instead, he signs us up to some kind of construction scheme and brings back a bunch of strangers. So you'll forgive me if I seem a little pissed.
What would it take to convince you?
Okay. Even if I did believe these ASAMs do everything I've been told, how do I know we could trust you? We just had our old home taken from us by goddamn mercenaries. Had to flee just so we wouldn't become indentured workers. So I can't say I'm thrilled with the idea of us running, only to be leashed by some new landlord, making promises they can't keep. Even if these senses of yours work, I'd need to know we're not signing over our independence and freedom. I need to know you're on the level.
Couldn't agree more. How can you protect you and yours if you don't know what you're facing?
Exactly. Huh. You, actually understand. Maybe I've had you all wrong. Maybe these ASAMs really are what you say. Okay, I'll go along with this whole censor thing. We'll join with you. You better not try and screw us over.
Oh, great. Was Stodge on board? Everyone else will fall right in line.
But I've one condition, and it's non-negotiable. We'll join with you, and use your sensors. But you gotta let us decide how we use them. If we're gonna make a new home, then we should have the say in how it's built.
Fair enough.
All right. Well then, I think we can make this work. Okay, everyone, listen up. This is how we're gonna do things. We need to decide on a leader. Someone who can take charge of the building effort, and then run the place once construction's done. Most of us have skills that'd be useful in a leadership position. So anyone who thinks they're up to the task, step forward and make yourself known. I'll go first. What the? I can't say I expected Hubert to step forward. But what are you doing, old man? You're not one of us.
I've already benefited from the censors. If I can, I'd like to return some of the kindness shown to me and help you people out. I know I may not look like much, but I've been around a while. Reckon I could offer some useful guidance, at least until you're on your feet.
Fair enough. But all three of us can't lead. We'll have to pick just one of us.
Hey, I've got an idea. Why don't you decide who gets put in charge? I think you'd probably choose a good leader.
Why do I have to be involved in this?
Well, you're kind of already involved. I mean, we are joining you, eh? And it's thanks to you and your ASAMs we're able to do this. Plus, I think you make a good choice in picking the best person to lead us.
All right, I'll do it.
Well, that's all kinds of fantastic. I can't wait to see who you pick.
Hey.
Huh? You made up your mind?
It would be nice to know more about you.
What? Am I story time Stodge now? What would you even want to know? How about that I'm a ghoul? Probably didn't notice that, did you? I'm not one of those decrepit pre-war ones, though. Although, I am pretty old. Old enough to have been a gunner. Back when that title was still worth something. But that was long ago. These days, I'm more concerned with keeping me and mine safe from anything the Commonwealth can throw at us. Which is a lot.
Okay, say your piece.
What? I gotta sell myself? Fine. If you put me in charge, you can expect things to be efficient and done right. I run a tight ship, and I don't take no crap. I'd put my focus on defense and making sure everyone pays their dues. And if people don't like it, they can suck it.
I'll have to think about it a bit more before I decide.
Fine.
Excuse me.
How's it going, eh? Got someone in mind for the job?
Tell me about yourself.
Oh boy, where to start? Well, I was born, then I was a baby for a while, then a whole bunch of stuff happened. And naturally, I ended up joining the Children of Adam. Nice guys, but a bit too serious. So I left them and went to walkabout, and then I met Stodge. Saved me from a real big mole rat. Then eventually me, Stodge, and some others formed a settlement. Then we lost it. Then we came here. Think that's about everything.
Okay, say your piece.
Oh, like, what would I do if I was in charge? Whew, that's a head scratcher for sure. Well, suppose I could ask my old church friends to help out. You know, if we're ever in trouble or something. And I guess just try and make the people happy. A smile can go a long way, you know? Just don't ask me to keep no town records or nothing. I ain't much for bookkeeping and stuff. Too many numbers, you know?
I still haven't decided.
Oh, okay then.
Made your pick, have you?
Tell me about yourself.
I'm old Paul. What else is there to know? I suppose I could tell you how old I am, but honestly, I can't remember. I used to live up in Diamond City. I owned a gun store up there. I made the best guns in the Commonwealth. You ever hear of the Broken Mask incident? It was one of my guns that took down that haywire synth. But after that, I didn't feel much like staying in town. So I took up the life of a scaver. And it suited me just fine. But old age has a way of creeping up on you, slowing you down. So I suppose you could say I'm retired now.
Okay, say your piece.
You mean, what would I do if I was in charge? Guns! Guns for everyone! Nothing says settlement safety like everyone carrying a loaded firearm.
Heck yeah.
And I guess I could share some of my expertise from my days as a scaver. Show everyone the right way to strip down salvage and how to properly maintain things. Youngsters don't know how to care for stuff these days.
I'll think about it and get back to you.
Alrighty, take your time.
Hey.
Alright, who should she choose? Stodge is kind of an asshole. I don't think he'd have a good personality for it. Hubert is... He doesn't think Hubert has really the smarts to do it. So that just leaves old Paul.
Made your pick, have you?
I've made my choice.
I'm all ears. Who'd you go with?
Which one is it?
Actually, never mind.
You save it. Probably has something to do with my XDR mod. See if anybody else.
Hi.
Huh? You made up your mind?
I've made my choice.
Oh? Who'd you pick?
How about you?
Smart pick. You made the right choice.
Alright, I'm gonna reload it because he's not who I want. Probably the first one is old Paul. Sorry about that. For some reason, the choices aren't showing. So I'm going to do a process of elimination here.
Made your pick, have you?
I've made my choice.
I'm all ears. Who'd you go with?
Which one did I just pick?
How about you?
Aha! This old ghost still got some life left in him after all.
All right. Like how they all walk in single file. Parker Butt. Here it is. Alright, something I want to do now that she's much higher level. Save it first. Until he stops. Oh, dang it. Oh, god dang it. Now that thing will destroy me. Well, that was easy enough now. Now my vertebrae. Twice I've done that. I forgot my my vertibird grenades were equipped. Guess his level was fairly low. He probably never killed him before. Now. Pardon me. I don't know if I have the materials to build the mayor desk. If I do, maybe. Oh, what am I missing? Steel, rubber, copper, circuit. That's what we got around here. In bikes, since I use plain and simple. Alright, so I still need rubber, copper, circuitry. You know what? I don't have an armor or a weapon bench here to by chance have anything in it? Nothing. Nothing.
Okie dokie. Let's get this show on the road. Grab your tools and let's hop to it, you layabouts. Let's get you a new home built. I knew this real prissy
I guess I didn't have to assign them.
Hey.
You know, these ASAMs really are a wonder. Commonwealth's got a bright future ahead, no doubt about it. Now, don't you worry no more about this place. I'll do my darndest to make sure it's run right in your name. So, off with you. Run along now.
Okay. Well, at least I didn't have to build a mayor desk right now. Okay.
Hey! Hey, you're never gonna guess what I just got running. The comm hub! You hear that? That's the sound of the Commonwealth suits. Ah! Huh? What? Oh! Oh! Come on! Oh! Well, I was gonna suggest you come and see this thing in action, but seems the comm hub decided Explorer would be a better use of its time. You should still head on back. Fill me in on how things went with those folks. By the time you arrive, I should have the hub up and running again. Just need to replace those damn tubes.
Calculating chance of success. Less than 5%.
That's enough out of you.
I don't mean
You'll probably get there before it's too late on a bike.
dump. I don't really feel safe here.
Take a little cross-country ride. Good enough. Who's that? No idea what that is. Jake really got to clean this place up.
Excuse me.
Oh, hey. I hope things went more smooth for you than they have for me. You take care of them folks? They all set up with ASAMs now?
Yeah, I took care of him.
Ah, good to hear. After our meeting with the gunners, I was a little spooked. Was thinking twice about this whole ASAM thing. Thanks for talking me around. Now, my turn to share some good news. I managed to get the comm hub running. Come over here, let me show you. I was patching in a few more parts when suddenly the darn thing just sprung to life. Guess I bypassed enough busted components.
I knew you had it in you.
We're not out of the woods just yet, but we are close. Now that the comm hub's actually running, I know the exact parts we need to get it fully repaired. If I could get this baby firing all cylinders again, it'll be perfect for what you'll be needing.
Tell me about it.
Well, as best as I've been able to figure, the comm hub was meant to be installed somewhere so all the ASAMs would have something to connect to. But at some point, Vault-Tec got their hands on it, probably to try and rip off the design. And then that Magnuson fellow stole it from Vault-Tec. Although no idea why Magnuson had the hubs shipped to Olivia.
And what is it you think I need?
You need, well, that is, we need fully networked settlements. And with just a few more repairs, that's precisely what the comm hub can do. It'll be able to automatically manage all inter-settlement communications. And a few extra things to boot.
I'm listening.
With the hub fully functional, we could finally establish reliable communications between every single one of our settlements. Think about it. Near instant communication. Every settlement part of a networked interchange. If we had something like that, surprise attacks would be a thing of the past. Not even the gunners would be a worry no more. Plus, we'd have efficient division of labor, meaning faster settlement growth.
How can I help?
I'm glad you asked. We're not quite at the settlement interchange stage just yet. First, we're gonna need some specialized components to fully repair this thing. That's where I'm gonna need your help. That is, if you're willing to do a little legwork.
Sure. I'm game.
Now that's the spirit I love to see. Here, I've already written a list. These locations are where we should be able to find the components we need. However, this ain't gonna be the kind of stuff you'll be able to grab yourself. The parts will need to be stripped out of the tech they're housed in. But don't worry, I got the solution. Mala! Get over here! I believe you're familiar with our robot friend. Figured it was past time she had a name.
Well, this is awkward.
Hey.
Enjoyed.
Good to see you again.
Mala here could take care of stripping out the components and deliver them back to me. And some of the Concord residents have volunteered to help as well. What you need to do is clear out a potential salvage site, scan it with an ASAM, and leave behind a locator beacon.
How'd you come up with that name?
Well, seemed kind of rude just calling her robot all the time. And considering she has an official function now, I thought a name was in order. Mobile Analytic Load-Bearing Automaton. Or Mala. And since the name sounds kind of feminine, I figured that makes her a girl robot.
Protect and serve.
I have no idea what that is.
The locator beacon is an old side project of mine. I used to use them to mark areas where I found useful salvage. However, they're not exactly practical, so I kind of stopped using them. That's not to say they're not useful. They're just real heavy.
Sure, I can do that.
Well, ain't you just a ray of sunshine? I've adapted Mala's transceiver unit so she can pick up and follow the beacon's signals. That way, the robot can get to and from the salvage site without wandering off and getting lost.
Sounds good.
I've started building some locator beacons we can use for the job. Now, I know they look a bit on the heavy side, and they are, but keep in mind, my first prototypes was twice as big, and 3 times as heavy.
You're kidding, right?
Nope.
Really?
Really.
Okay. You talked me into it.
All right. Here's the first finished beacon. If you're a little way down, you can always unload some excess gear. I've updated your Pip-Boy with the locations. Up to you where you pick. You just need to clear out the area, scan it, place down the beacon at the marked coordinates, then head on back for the next beacon. Happy trails, and good luck.
All right, we'll go ahead and pause it here. Well, call it an episode. I'm going to have to stop anyway and do some settlement stuff, some settlement building. So at this point, you will probably see him in one of my future look episodes. So you'll probably see some of the settlements before you actually see this episode. Got a lot of stuff to do. I've got many people I got at Covenant. I got 14 to distribute at Covenant. So I need to get them taken care of. I need to work on Sanctuary. I've got a lot of settlement stuff to do. So at this point, I think I've got a lot of episodes filmed. I got to put together. I think right now it's December 3rd. I think I got, well, I know I got episodes scheduled all the way through February for Fallout 4. And I think the amount of filming I've done now will take it all the way into March. Well, probably April. So it may be a while before you actually see this episode. But anyway, take care of yourself. Take care of each other. Be safe out there. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you next video.